So thank you guys all for coming. This is the Eclipse Hate Rally. If that's not what you're here for, you're in the wrong class. We have art going on over there. If you want to sign our banner, that's eventually going to get dropped, and put your own personal mark on this. There should be, I haven't been over there in a while, but I think there's still poster boards over there if you want to make a sign. We also might have more poster boards on the way. So if you want to make some art, you got some kids want to make some art, over there in that corner is great. So just so you guys know, we're going to rally here starting 5 minutes ago, and then we're going to march probably around 7 o'clock. So we have an awesome program for you guys. But before we start, I just want you guys to give each other a hand for coming out. This is beautiful. So for those who don't know, my name is Gregory McKelvey, and I am one of the organizers from Portland's Resistance. Portland's Resistance, if you don't know, was formed after the election. At first, just so that people had to know where the protests were going to be immediately, and then it took off like we couldn't believe, and we're like, dang, we got to form an organization. So now we have 80 or so Central Committee members, and any of you here can become a part of our Central Committee and make all the decisions for us. And then we have a seven-person body organizing committee that is a majority women of color that kind of takes up the daily operations of the organization. So give them, all them a hand for putting this on. We also have like 150 people volunteering, donating supplies, donating stuff so we could get supplies for this rally. We have a bunch of people here keeping the rally safe. And so can we please give all the people that put in time for this rally a round of applause. Here, 1 second.
Real important before we really get started. Those of you who have been to Stand and Rock, watched Stand and Rock, or had anything to do with Stand and Rock, I'm here to tell you today, Dave Archambault is not our chief. He's just an employee, just like Donald Trump. He has no say over the 1851 Fort Laramie Treaty or any treaty. Full bloods, it was us, the government signed treaties with, not a half-breed. You are just an enrolled member. You have no say over our treaties. It's our land. It's our people that are getting murdered. It's our people who are in poverty. And it's our people the United States government hates above all nationalities around the world. We are here for you. We want you to be here for us. That government does not like you either. They used to call us Perry niggers. We are the first Perry niggers of this land. Don't take that personal. Take it with pride. We did. Oh.
So there has been, everybody here from Portland knows, there's been an overwhelming response to the 2 murders that took place here in Portland, committed by known white supremacists. But I would ask, why is this story so compelling? Why are people so willing to forget about the 2 young POC women who were harassed? Were the martyrs who lost their lives not more concerned with their safety than that of their own? Would focusing on them rather than the deceased not be a great way to honor their memory? It is clear that those who stood up to defend the young women were heroes. In fact, everyone who stands up against white supremacy is a hero. Because it's dangerous. We saw that in Charlottesville. It's dangerous. Anyone who fights against fascism is doing with the understanding that they might lose their life. In fact, this was not even the first time that someone had stood up against Jeremy Christian. Antifa confronted Jeremy Christian in Montevilla and were called thugs for doing so. So if Christian would have stabbed one of them instead of the 2 heroes on the MAX train, would we still refer to them as thugs? If we wait until a hero dies to applaud them for standing up to fascism, then we are discouraging such bravery. Don't wait until more anti-fascist activists die before we commend their sacrifice. Fascism is dangerous. What are we willing to do about it? The answer is currently very little. Some of us are willing to go to vigils. Some of us are willing to observe moments of silence. Others are even willing to donate to the victims' families. But very few of us are actually willing to make the sacrifice that those men made that day. But at what point did America go from celebrating D-Day and the storming of Normandy to condemning those who so much as punch a Nazi? Now, I want to be clear, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm advocating for taking a stand in the same manner that the heroes did on that fateful day on the MAX train. After all, they're the heroes for a reason. I'm advocating for being willing to put your body on the line, and yes, even your life, to defend the most vulnerable among us from fascism and white supremacy. And let me note that that is far different than needless and unprovoked violence. That is self-defense. But even more importantly, it's community defense. Sometimes there's nobody there to see it. Sometimes the person you're standing up for won't even know it. So I have a message for all of us. First up, the Democrats, liberals, white moderates, progressives, anyone in between. If you're not sure this is you, ask yourselves, do I hate Donald Trump and his hateful rhetoric and his deplorable base? If the answer is yes, you're halfway there. Next round, do you also maybe despise the people amongst us that are wearing masks? Believe no one should wear a mask to a protest, or maybe you cry over broken windows and traffic and burned flags. If any of those apply, then you might be in this group. But what if Heather Heyer, the person who died in Charlottesville, wore a mask to a protest? What if Heather Heyer was someone you asked to leave a rally because they held a different ideology than you? What if Heather Heyer was someone you turned your back on because they were too radical for you? Or God forbid, what if she even broke a window? What if she chanted that all cops are bastards? What if you thought that she was to blame for Trump because she couldn't get behind Hillary Clinton? What if you spent more time on the internet complaining about her and people like her than you do talking about white supremacy, and then they killed her? How bad would you feel right now? Maybe you would be silent. Maybe you would feel guilt. I argue that most likely you would forget that you hated this person, join the chorus of people mourning her death, and call for action. At a minimum, I would hope that you would blame the murderer, not the victim. Well, guess what? The next Heather Heyer could be in your city. It could be the person wearing a mask at a protest that scares you so much. It could be the person you leave internet comments on local media about because you view them as destructive. You should treat everyone standing up against fascism in your area as if they are the next Heather Heyer. Don't wait until they're dead. Next up. So that influence the whole you're clear now. Next up, Antifa, right? The anarchists or Black Bloc. The people who are willing to put their lives on the line at every single rally. You might show up in all black, masked up. Burn your fair share of flags, you might even break a window or two. You chant things like all cops are bastards, and if there's one thing you can't stand, it's the damn liberals who just aren't radical enough. But what if Heather Heyer was that liberal? What if Heather Heyer was the person you hate because they have action agreements that you disagree with at their demonstrations? What if Heather Heyer was the person you just can't stand in the activist community because they said the wrong word one time? They turned on the wrong street at a protest, or they don't fight the cops enough? Would you be glad that one liberal is gone, or would you be mourning? My guess is you'd be mourning. Don't wait until it's too late. I know you risk your lives at every single action, but everyone who shows up to combat white supremacy is risking their lives. Even the liberals. It's dangerous for all of us. You claim to be defending the community. The liberals are the community. Defend them now, not just in death. Look, I'm not stupid. I understand that pacifism is dangerous in these times, but being one step less radical than you does not make someone a moderate. It makes them an individual. Everything exists in a spectrum. There is someone at the protest who is more radical than you, right? And there's someone at the protest that is less radical than you, and both of them might move in their ideological journey either towards you or in the other direction at any time. At one point, you were probably less radical than you are today. What if you met the past you today and discouraged them from being radicals because you called them frickin' liberal? I'm not gonna lie, about 3 years ago when I started going to protests, I thought wearing a mask to a protest was counterproductive. After continuing to meet these people, go to rallies and hit the streets, one quickly sees the necessity of many of these more radical measures. However, if you would have listened to all the people who told me to get out because I wasn't pure enough, or because I had the wrong tactic, I would still be of that mindset. If you don't plan on somehow converting liberals to radical thought, who are you going to convert? Because it's not going to be the fascists. Or are we just going to lose? Because simply we do not have the numbers now for radical revolution. So it's going to take either baby steps or massive conversion to radicalism. Both of these are going to take different tactics than trashing the damn liberals at every moment, right? We aren't going to convert Republicans or white supremacists. If we can agree on defending fascism and giving something up to accomplish that, then who cares if someone doesn't want to break windows? I also must mention those who hate other activists for personality reasons. A lot of people hate me because I'm an opportunist, a liberal, or a cop. There are also other reasons people hate me, but what if it was me who died, right? What if a white supremacist killed me like they killed Larnell Bruce? You wouldn't be happy. Would you be silent? Would you feel any guilt for hating me over petty stuff when we are literally in a war? Don't wait until it's too late. The activists you hate because they disagree with you on tactics, said the wrong thing, liked the wrong post, voted for the wrong person, or had a bad quote in the media. So basically, what I'm saying is I see so much of liberals blaming radicals and radicals blaming liberals and not enough focus on the actual damn murderers right up until the point where someone actually murders someone. And then we act like we've been on the same team the whole time, but we haven't. Until we are on the same team, we're going to keep dying. No one is dissecting if Heather Heyer was too liberal or too extreme. We just know she was on our side and they murdered her. No one cares if she was too peaceful or too rowdy. We just know that this is what happens when white supremacy and fascism take over. It could be the person next to you at the rally next, and you're going to regret if you hated them because they weren't enough like you. The right is so strong right now because they are united by hate, not policy. They can all agree that they at least hate Antifa, Democrats, liberals, and science. Everyone here. Can we at least agree on opposing white supremacy and unite around that? If we're going to defeat fascism in this country, it's going to take numbers, not absolute purity. The people next to you are your comrades. So with that, before we keep going, I need everybody to meet somebody next to you. If you didn't meet somebody today, you did it wrong. Performer for you next. Then we have some more speakers. This is a friend of mine who also, as you can tell, is and so I'll let her take it over from here. This is Alexis Canner.
Free thought for free people.